Hello friends, I am Professor Pratap N. Shinde from Sanjoni College of Engineering. Welcome you all for the fourth lecture of Engineering Mechanics. In last lecture, we have learned the definition of force, characteristics of force and the system of forces. What is a force? Force is nothing but the external agency which try to change the state, whether the body is in motion or either is in rest condition. So after that we have learned the characteristics of force. So what are the four? There are the four characteristics of force. First one is the point of application, then direction, sense, nature and magnitude. We can say that magnitude. So these are the four characteristics of the force. Then after that we have learned the system of forces. So there are the 6 system of forces we have learned. So out of that 6 system of forces which are the important for while studying the engineering mechanics, we require the concurrent coplanar force system and another one is the non-concurrent coplanar force system. Concurrent force system is nothing but the forces which are meeting at a single point, that is known as a concurrent force system. If forces are not meeting at a single point, then they are known as a non-concurrent force system. They might be a parallel forces, maybe like parallel or may unlike parallel force system. So these are the 3 points topics we have covered in last lecture. Okay. So today what we have to learn? We have to learn what is meant by resultant, what is meant by the equilibrium force and the various method of resultant of force system. Along with the resolution we have to find out the composition also. Okay. Now if you look at on this figure or concentrate on this figure, what you observe that this is system of force. Okay. Let's say this point, this is point O. At this point n number of forces are acting. Let's say this is point O. At this point, there are the n number of forces are acting. Let's say the force P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5 forces. These are the 5 forces are acting at this point O with a different direction. This point of application is O, direction is theta, different natures are there for different force or maybe the sense of that force. Maybe pull type, this is push type, this is pull type, this is push type, this is pull type. So this is the characteristics. Okay. Now these are the 5 forces. Now I have to replace these 5 forces by a single force. So this is the single force which is able to replace these 5 forces, or we can say that the system of forces. Therefore, this single force which will able to replace this system of forces, so this single force is known as a resultant. So what is meant by resultant? A single force which will produce the same effect as that of the system of forces, that is known as a resultant. So this is single force which will produce the same effect as that of the system of forces. The effect will be remain same. So therefore that single force, this is R is the single force that is known as a resultant. So all of you getting what is resultant? So there are the different methods to find out the or various method to find out the resultant that we have to be learned in next topic. Now what is the equivalent of system of force? Okay. So if you observe this figure, let's say I have repeated the same resultant which makes an angle theta with respect to the positive x-axis in a clockwise sense. So this is your resultant. And there is another force which is exactly opposite to the resultant which makes an angle theta with respect to the negative x direction in clockwise sense. Both the forces, let's say this R and this force E, are having the same magnitude. Magnitude means quantity. Let's say it's, for example, if the magnitude of this force is 10 Newton and this force is also having the magnitude of 10 Newton. So now in this case, this force E is known as the equivalent of system of force. So what is the equivalent? A same magnitude of force is acting of that of resultant, or we can say that system of forces having but the same magnitude but opposite direction. This E is having the same magnitude as that of R, but the direction will be exactly opposite to that of R. So what you concluded from this figure, if we try to add these two forces R and E, so what will happen? If we add R plus E, your addition is equal to 0, that is plus R minus E, we can say that. Why minus E? Or you can say that minus R plus E, vice versa is okay. Okay, if we add these two forces, its resultant will be equal to 0. So that we can say that this system is in equilibrium. By the application of the force, when the system becomes in equilibrium, then that force is known as a equivalent system of forces. What is equivalent force now? A same magnitude force but in opposite direction, exactly opposite direction of the resultant force. So that is known as a equivalent force. So are you understand? So for equivalent having the same magnitude but direction is exactly opposite to that of the R. Okay. So I think all of you understand this. What is the resultant? Resultant is nothing but the single force which is replaced by the system of forces which will produce the same effect as that of the system of forces, that is known as a resultant. Equilibrium is nothing but the same magnitude but opposite direction of resultant, that is known as a equivalent force. Now come towards the today's main topic, today's various methods to find out the resultant of force system. So I have already elaborated the 4 methods in front of you. So first method is resolution and composition of force. So today we are going to learn only up to this resolution. Okay. So composition we will consider in next lecture. Then triangle law, polygon law and law of parallelogram of forces. We have already learned this law of parallelogram of forces in second lecture. Okay. This is one of the method to find out the resultant of system of forces. Now what is the resolution of forces? Okay. So what is the resolution of force? If we want to replace a single force by the n number of forces, so then that is known as a resolution of force. Now let's say if you observe this figure, so there is only one force F. Now I have to replace this single force F by the number of forces. Generally we have to replace this force by the two components, okay, which will produce the same effect as that of the single force, that is known as a resolution of forces. So what is the resolution? If whatever the effect produced by the single force, same effect will be produced by the n number of forces on a system, or the system n number of forces in a system of forces, the effect will remain same. So that process is nothing but the resolution of forces. Now we have to replace this force F by its two components. Let's say the one component is Fx, another component is Fy. Okay, so for that I have construct one geometrical diagram in order to ease of your understanding. Let's say this is the x-axis positive and this is your positive y-axis, and this force F which is lies in a first quadrant. Okay, understood? This force F is lies in a first quadrant with an angle of theta in counterclockwise direction with respect to x-axis. Okay, so for that, for your understanding, I have formed one triangle ABC. This is, I can say that this is a right angle triangle. Okay, now I have to replace this force F by its two component which will produce the same effect as that of this single force. So what are the two components? F of x, F of y, or F of x, F of y. These are the two components which will produce the same effect as that of the single force. So by using the trigonometry in triangle ABC, let's say AB is nothing but the force F, AC is nothing but the F of x, and FC or CF is nothing but your F of y. Now this is ABC's triangle. If we consider this total figure, it becomes the rectangle. So this f of y is equal to this f of x. This f of x is equal to this f of x. Okay. Now all of you know that we have learned already in 9th standard trigonometry. So let's say the cos of theta. In triangle ABC, what is cos of theta? Cos of theta is nothing but the adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So cos of theta f of x upon f. Now let's consider let's bring this f to the left hand side. So what you will get if you bring this f of x towards this f of x, if you bring this f towards the left hand side, what you will get, f of x is equal to f cos of theta. So we can able to find out the one component in terms of f. So I have replaced this single force f by its one component f of x by f cos of theta. Another component we must have to be find out. So how to find out? Now in this triangle ABC, if we consider the sine theta. So what is the sine theta? Sine theta, all of you know that there is opposite side upon hypotenuse. So what is the opposite side? Fy is the opposite side and hypotenuse is f. So sine theta is equal to Fy upon f. So therefore, let's bring this f towards the left hand side. So what you will get, f of y is equal to f sine of theta. Okay, so we have find out these two component f of x and f of y. So again, if you want to find out this angle of this resultant theta, so how to find out tan theta? All of you know that what is tan theta is nothing but the opposite side upon adjacent side, f of y upon f of x. Let's bring this tan to the right hand side in order to find out this angle theta. So theta is equal to tan inverse of Fy upon f of x. Okay. In reverse manner, if two components are known and if you want to find out the force F, that is nothing but the composition. Now this composition. Okay, let's come toward this force composition. If these two components are known, f of x and f of y is known. Now by using the Pythagoras theorem, can we able to find out this f? Yes, definitely we can able to find out this force f. So in this triangle, if I apply the Pythagoras theorem, what is the Pythagoras theorem? Hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the square of the two adjacent side, f of x square plus f of y square. Okay, if you take the under root of this 2, so you will get the value of f. So f is nothing but we can say that under root of f of x square plus f of y square. So from this equation we can able to find out this force f when these two components are known. So this is known as a composition of force, exactly opposite to the resolution. In resolution, what we are doing? In resolution, we are find out the two components of the single force, and in composition, we are to find out the single force which is replace the n number of forces. So the forces may be the n number in that case. Okay. So while resolve the force into different quadrants, you must have to be take care of the sign convention. So what are the sign convention? These are the sign convention you have to be followed. And I think all of you have already known this sign convention. Let's say this is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Positive x, positive y, minus x and minus y. So in first quadrant, x and y both are positive. In second quadrant, x is a negative, y is a positive. In third quadrant, x and y both are negative. In fourth quadrant, x is a positive, y is a negative. So in this manner, while these are the sign convention you have to be considered while resolving the forces. So for your understanding, for your better understanding, I will take one simple example. So please concentrate. I will rub this board for you. I will now take one example for you. Let's say this is a force of magnitude 20 Newton with an angle of 30 degree with respect to x axis. Okay, now we have to resolve this force into its two components. What are the two components of this force? Now this force is having the two components. Now this force is in x direct positive, sorry, this force is in first quadrant, so therefore its x component, this is f of x, always in positive x direction, and this one is in your positive y direction. This is the y component, f of y. Now I have to resolve this force. So how to resolve this force? It is simple as that we have learned in the same case. Now what is the f of x? F of x. Here, if you come towards this point, f of x. What is f of x? F cos of theta. So here, f is a 20 and theta is a 30 degree, and it is positive direction. So f of x is always positive because it is in first quadrant. Plus note the sign convention. So what you will get, f of x is equal to 20 cos of 30. You have to solve this and write down the whatever your answer is in Newton. It is positive because its one component is in, because this force is in first quadrant, so its component f of x component is positive and f of y component is also positive. Let's say again we have to resolve the force f of y in a force f in a y direction. So what is f of y? F sine of theta. So what is f? F is a 20, sine is a 30. So I think all of you know that sine 30 is 0.5, that is it becomes 10, and it is positive because it is going in upward direction. So f of y is positive 10 Newton. So these two are its component. Okay, so f of x and f of y we have able to find out. This is one example. So instead of this, if this force is in, now this force is in second quadrant, same magnitude, I will repeat the same magnitude, 20 Newton, and angle also I will keep the same, this 30 degree. Then how to resolve this force? Again, in x direction, f of x is equal to f cos of 30. So f cos of theta. Okay, what is f? Here is 20 cos of 30. Now tell me the sign convention. Yes, definitely. Now here, this is in second quadrant. What is the sign for the x in second quadrant? It is minus. So in second quadrant, f of x is minus. Whatever your answer, give the minus sign, and this is in Newton. So this is f of x. Then f of y. So by using calculator, you can able to easily solve this. Now f of y. What is f of y? I think all of you know the fy is nothing but the f sine of theta. Now f, what is f? Is 20 and theta is sine of 30. Now what is the sign? Again sign, it is in second quadrant. In second quadrant, y is positive, so your answer is positive 10. So it is very, very simple. Again, instead of that, if I show this force, okay, I will keep as it is. Instead of 30, if this angle is given 60 degree, so what will happen? Yes, definitely. You first have to find out this angle. By using the geometry, we know that this total angle is 90 degree. So can you able to find out this angle? Yes, definitely. I can able to find out this angle. How to find out? This is 90 minus 60. So this angle is 30 degree. So always remember that we have to find out the angle with respect to x, and then this formula we have to use. Otherwise, you have to use f of x is equal to f sine of theta for the another case. Okay, so first we have to find out angle with respect to horizontal, and then you have to use this formula, these two formulas. Otherwise, if you want to use this angle, in that case, instead of this cos, it will become sine, and this sine, it becomes cos. By using same geometry, we have to prove that. We can able to prove this also. Okay, so this is the from the same method you can solve this problem. Now instead of that, I will repeat the same problem, okay, for your understanding. Let's say this is positive x direction, minus x direction, minus y direction, plus y direction. This is x, okay, and same force I will show here. I will show the same force. Its magnitude is again 20 Newton and its direction with respect to x is 30 degree. Okay, direction is 30 degree. Now what happened? Now you tell me in which direction this force, in which quadrant? Yes, definitely this force now not in a second quadrant, it is going in a fourth quadrant. So we can show this force here by line of action. Okay. Principle of transmissibility. We can show the force anywhere on its line of action. So instead of this force I can show here. So this angle is 30. So this angle is 30. That is opposite angle. Okay. So this force is of 20 Newton and we can resolve this force into two components. One is this component f of x and another will be this component f of y. And this force is in fourth quadrant. So f of x is equal to f cos of theta. This formula we know that. So what is f? F here is 20 and cos is nothing but the angle with respect to horizontal is 30. Now here x is a positive. So f of x is equal to positive 20 cos of 30. Find out the answer. It is positive n. So this is the value of f of x. Similarly, can you find out f of y? What is f of y? F sine of theta. So f, what is f? 20, sine is 30 degree angle. Now this force is in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant y is negative, so you have to replace this here. You have to show the negative sign. So your answer is minus 10 Newton. Okay. Similarly, we can show the force in this directional in third quadrant also and solve that. In third quadrant x is negative, y is also negative. So this is the method to resolve the forces. Okay. So today we have to conclude this and you have to try some numericals by your own for the resolution. This is very, very important. Once you know this resolution, you are definitely understood this subject, engineering mechanics. So what we have learned today? Today we have learned the resultant of system of forces, equivalent system of forces and methods to find out the resultants. Okay. So in that today we have learned only one method. So what is the method? Resolution of forces. And composition also we have learned here. The composition is nothing but from the system of forces we have to find out the single force, that is F. We have learned the definition resultant, we have learned the definition of equilibrium and the methods to find out the resultant also, and the methods to find out the in that we have learned the resolution and composition also. So thank you very much friends. So we will meet in a next lecture.